Section 3.5 is about completing the square. We will use the square root property, which is just using the square root to get rid of a squared. Here is our first example. We are going to factor that left-hand side and see if we can put it into two sets of parentheses. So I'm going to do a times c, which is 4, and then negative 4 on bottom. So factors of 4 that would give me that would be negative 2 and negative 2. So I would write it as x minus 2 equals 25. This gives me 2 of those, so I can rewrite it as a squared. To get rid of that squared on my next step, I'm going to do the square root to both sides. So that's why I just have x minus 2. On this side, the square root of 25 is just 5. That squared produces two answers, so that's why I have a plus and a minus. Now I'm going to separate it into my two equations. X minus 2 equals 5, x minus 2 equals negative 5, and then just solve it. So add 2, I would get 7 and negative 3. Pause the video and try the next question. On the next one, you should have found your factors to be negative 19 and negative 19. That can be rewritten as a squared, so x minus 19 squared, because you have 2 of them. I can do the square root to both sides to get rid of that squared, so that gives me x minus 19, and then 24 on the right side. That squared produces two answers, so now I can write it into my two equations and add 19 to both sides. You should get 43 and negative 5. Okay, let's try another one here. I need factors of 144 that give me 24. So I make my x, I find that I get 12s. You should be seeing the pattern here that this is going to be the same number. So if you just do the square root of the top number, it should give you those values. So I get x plus 12, x plus 12. I can rewrite that as a squared, do my square root. Now on this one, notice when you did the square root of 6, it did not give you a nice whole number. So you're going to leave it as that square root of 6 and not write the decimal. Still split it into your two equations and subtract your 12 over. You can write your answer like this, or you could up here subtract your 12 and just write your answer as plus or minus square root of 6 with that minus 12. Okay, so completing the square is what this whole process is about, and this is similar to what we would have to do if by chance something doesn't factor. So for example, let's look at this guy. Notice that when I do factors of 4, it does not add up to 18. So this is where I would actually have to do my steps for completing the square. So step 1, we're going to add 4 to that right-hand side. In doing so, we then get to do this formula to go ahead and figure out what value to add to both sides. So the formula is taking this middle number, splitting it in half, and then squaring it. So I'm going to add 81 to both sides. Notice when I do that, this allows me to do my x with 81 and 18, and I can find those numbers a lot easier. So I get x plus 9, x plus 9. Steps are the same after you do that, so then I can rewrite it as my squared. Do my square root to both sides. Square root of 85 is not a whole number, so I'm going to leave it at that. You can split it into your two equations, or you can go ahead and rewrite it as 1. So I'm going to minus my 9 over and just write it as the square root of 85 minus 9. Pause the video and try the last question. On the last one, I can't find factors of 5 that give me 8. So I'm going to do my first step where I add that 5 over. We got to add a value to both sides. So you're splitting that middle number in half and then squaring it. So I'm adding 16 to both sides. When I do that, I found factors of 16 that added to negative 8, so that's my x minus 4s. On the right-hand side, I can just add your 21. Rewrite it as a squared, do your square root. Square root of 21 is not a nice whole number, so I'm going to leave it as that, and then I'm going to add my 4 over. So plus or minus the square root of 21 plus 4. All right, that is completing the square, folks.